I'm here with Jordan for our pre-match interview before today's away game against Abbey Rangers. Jordan, obviously quite an important game for us today. Is that how you see today's fixture?
Yeah, I see it as a game where we're playing one of the teams who are around us, and it obviously has a bit more on it. Of course, it does, and yeah, it's hard. You don't want to over-talk it, or it is still only 3 points, but there's no getting away from the fact that both teams will be in a better situation if they won this game today. Yeah. Against a direct rival. Do you know what I mean? So it ain't like we're coming away from that. We want to get 3 points here today. We don't want another team to do the double over us. We've only had 2 teams do that, which is Tadley and Farnham. So yeah, if we can avoid that, then that'll put us in a good position. But it's not going to be an easy game, Sam. I've got a load of respect for what Mickey's done here. I've played against him with Dorking just as in friendlies and that, and I've got massive respect for what this club does and what they've put in place. And he's always got competitive teams. They're always, the last 3-4 years, they're always in the top 5-6. So to keep that up, as I'm realising this year, my first full season, I'm realising how difficult it is to maintain that. So credit to him, and it will be a tough game.
And regarding Abbey themselves, what do you expect from them today? They're quite a big physical side.
Yeah, I just expect them to they'll work hard for their manager. They'll work hard for each other. They won't mix their words. They won't mix how they do things. They'll generally be very, very concentrated on what they're doing. So, fingers crossed, my boys can stand up to that. It was a tight game when we played them early on in the season. I think it was only our 8th game. I think it was one of our first losses. So yeah, it's definitely not one that you can't take any of them lightly, but it's definitely one you need that extra 5% more tuned in, and there's no getting away from it. We're on the last 4, we're not in the best form. Yeah. But if you look at the last 15, we're in good form. Yeah. So over a longer period, we've showed that. So I'm just hoping we can pick up a positive performance and a positive result towards our end goal.
And regarding these games that maybe have a little bit more about them importance-wise, how do you manage that yourself as a manager? Like, do you just thrive on that?
Yeah, I think like obviously last year we were in a situation where none of these games mattered. The last sort of 8. So I'm really pleased that we've managed to get ourselves in a position with this many games to go that we're still in with a shout. There's no formula for these games, but I think in my own head, I've just gone with a team that I've trusted. I did a lot of work yesterday, speaking to players, getting under the bonnet of things, because you can have a perception of things, and that may not always be the correct one. So I've done a lot of conversations. We've picked a team that I feel is very, consistent, and I feel like they can manage playing in this sort of game. But there's no guarantee, Sam. We can only max out on what we're doing. And I'm hoping all the boys just max out, and we've got one hell of a squad today. So yeah, when we were playing the last sort of 3-4 games, no disrespect, but we had a couple of people away, a few injuries, and we had 3 on the bench that were probably classed as first teamers, and then a couple of kids. Now I've had to leave 3 out, and we've got a real depth to our squad. So we've definitely got things that can change it. And that's a good position to be in, so I'm happy with that.
And regarding them players that have been left out, how hard is that for you as a manager?
Yeah, massively hard. Yeah, massively. And it's not a personal thing. It's just we've been consistent all year that we'd take approach of horses for courses and make sure we apply ourselves to be in for that game. But we've probably overdone it this year with our opposition analysis. Probably overdone it. Probably over thought a lot of things. I've learnt that from this year. We need to probably simplify that, and today I've done that. I've simplified it. I'm just worrying about what we're doing. We did that on Thursday, solely focused on us, and I think that's all you can do. I really do, especially with these last 8 games, because all you can do is talk yourselves into things. The squad we've got is good enough to win games at this level against anyone. So if we focus on us and worry about what we're doing and oppose that, then I don't think there'll be many teams that will counteract that to the ability of us not being able to win the game. So.
And then lastly about today's squad, so again you've made 3 changes for today.
Yeah.
So Rob Sheridan comes back in at the back.
Yeah.
Arlie's back in after missing Tuesday up top.
Yeah.
And obviously new signing Ollie Allen comes in straight for his debut.
Yeah.
What can you tell tell us about Ollie? Obviously a player you know quite well through your time at Dorking.
Yeah, Ollie's someone I had when he was 16. He was a tremendous young player. You know, he had a lot of interest. Brighton, Wolves, he had a lot of interest. Decided off his own back he wanted to follow a path of doing it through the non-league channels, and obviously he's at Dorking has had a great sort of time. He's someone who's probably had so much success at a young age. He probably needs to find that sort of love for it again, find that sort of feel-good factor around playing football, and that's why he's here. He shouldn't be here. That's the frank of the matter. He shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be playing at this level. But we're on a personal level. His dad and him trust me to help him be able to find that love again and get back to where he wants to be. And for us, obviously, a player of that calibre, someone I trust, adore as a person, and I've got a really strong relationship with. It was a no-brainer for me to bring him in for these last sort of 3-4 weeks before the deadline, and we're really pleased with that. And it might not come off today, but he's definitely going to give us a better chance, and that's all you can ask for.
I guess it's a win-win for both parties. You've got in for the last 8, some really important games, and also, like you said, it gets him to get back to where he needs to be to reassess.
Yeah,
it's not.
But it's generally, obviously, I don't want anyone thinking it's about doing him a favour, and he's not doing us a favour. He's come in with as much pressure as anyone, because if he plays 6, 7, 8 games at step 5 and doesn't do what he can do, then obviously that won't do him any good. But I have no doubt about that, and he's come in with real hunger to help me and help the club achieve what we want to achieve, and that was the real sort of that sealed the deal. It was sort of one of them. I was like, I really want him as a player. Is he in the right mindset for it? But every conversation I had with him and his dad, it was very much around, he wants to be a part of something, wants to get that love back, wants to do that with me and Luke, who he had 2-3 years of working with in a very successful capacity. So yeah, we're looking forward to having him, and it's a massive plus for us.
Good luck, Jordan.
Cheers, mate.